There are so many reasons I love The Rookie, and I have been hanging in there with the show over the past 7 seasons. The series always manages to strike the perfect balance between drama and comedy, and who doesn't enjoy a good car chase or fight sequence? The fast-paced cases to solve in each weekly episode are just as exciting as the longer storylines drawn out over each season. However, I do have one bone to pick with The Rookie, and that's the wild ride we've gone on with the relationship between Lucy Chen, Melissa O'Neill, and Tim Bradford, Eric Winter. Unfortunately, after watching the trailer for Season 8, I'm even more concerned about the future of these two cops. The Rookie's Chenford has had a complicated past. I've always believed that Lucy and Tim were endgame. They even have a couple name, Chenford, to prove it. But that's not to say that their relationship hasn't been on a rocky road from the start. Lucy started out as Tim's rookie in Season 1, which meant that even though there were some sparks, Tim was Lucy's direct superior. Throughout the seasons, their chemistry grew, and in Season 4, they finally got to act on their feelings, even though they were pretending to be a couple on an undercover mission. In Season 5, Chenford finally became a reality. It seemed like the two lovebirds could ride off into the sunset together, until Tim abruptly broke Lucy's heart in Season 6. We've gotten more information in the subsequent season about why Tim took this action. He was self-sabotaging because of conditioning from his childhood, courtesy of his toxic father. Season 7 continued on with Chenford in a way that got my hopes up so many times. Casual hookups between the two, on Valentine's Day and April Fool's Day, felt both silly and unnecessary. Like many other fans, I know that the series is eventually going to pair up Lucy and Tim together, so why do we need to keep circling around their true feelings for each other? In the Season 7 finale, Tim bares his soul to Lucy and asks her to move in with him, only for her to have been asleep the whole time he was talking. She didn't hear a word he said, which made me feel cheated out of the Chenford reunion I was hoping for. The Rookie Season 8 trailer makes me even more worried about Chenford. The Rookie Season 8 trailer recently dropped, and instead of offering me hope that Chenford will finally get back together, I'm now even more concerned that the writers are going to keep this frustrating game going indefinitely. It appears as though Tim asks Lucy again to move in with him, but this time she's actually awake. She seemingly rejects him, saying that he broke her heart, and that the scar is so deep, it might never fade. I totally understand Lucy being cautious. The guy was a complete jerk to her. But it does seem that a great deal of time has passed, and that Tim has truly worked on himself to try to be prepared for a healthy relationship with Lucy. Because the Rookie writers have done so much back and forth with these characters, it's easy to assume that they'll eventually get back together. We've done several seasons of this game now, and I'm worried that Season 8 is going to just be more of the same. I just want The Rookie to let Chenford be together already. The fact that we're treading down the same road again with these characters is super frustrating. We've already rehashed the breakup countless times, and I felt encouraged that we might finally get to forge a new path for Chenford with Tim's speech in the finale. The fact that we don't get to see the two back together as a couple, possibly for a lot more episodes, kind of makes it seem like I shouldn't even care about these characters anymore. The two of them should have resolved their issues and moved on so long ago, and I'm getting really sick of this storyline not moving past this point. I just want these characters to be together and to be happy, and the continuous tension between them now just feels more annoying rather than exciting. Let's be honest, we waited 4 seasons for it. We endured the lingering stares, the lessons that felt like dates, and that explosive undercover kiss that changed everything. But now that Tim Bradford and Lucy Chen are actually a thing, or were a thing, it feels like the writers have hit a panic button they can't stop pressing. Are we witnessing one of the greatest slow burns in TV history, or is the show completely fumbling its biggest asset? Today, we're doing a deep dive into why The Rookie doesn't seem to know how to handle the Chenford relationship arc, why the recent writing has fans feeling betrayed, and what needs to change before the show loses its heart entirely. If you've felt frustrated lately, you aren't alone. Let's talk about it. To understand the current frustration, we have to look at why we fell in love with them in the first place. This wasn't a forced CW-style romance. It was built on professional respect. Tim was the hard-nosed too. Lucy was the rookie who refused to be broken. The Chenford relationship arc worked because it was earned. Every milestone felt massive because the show took its time. Think back to the treasure hunt, or the way Tim supported Lucy after her trauma with Caleb. The chemistry between Eric Winter and Melissa O'Neill is undeniable. It's the kind of lightning in a bottle that most showrunners dream of. But there's a dangerous trap in TV. Once the will they/won't they becomes they will, the writers often realize they don't know how to write a healthy, stable couple without manufacturing artificial drama. Now, let's get into the meat of the issue. The Tim and Lucy breakup in Season 6 felt like a massive step backward for Tim's character development. We spent years watching Tim grow from a repressed, angry drill sergeant into a man capable of vulnerability. Then, suddenly, he's pushing Lucy away to protect her? It felt like a regression. While conflict is necessary for drama, the way it was handled felt out of character. For a show that prides itself on the growth of its ensemble, why did it feel like Tim forgot everything he learned? We have to ask, is the show afraid that a happy Chenford is a boring Chenford? Because the fans would argue the opposite. We want to see them tackle the world together, not apart. The lone wolf trope for Tim is tired, and Lucy deserves a partner who doesn't treat her like a liability. The Rookie is a police procedural first. Every episode needs a high-stakes case, a shootout, or a clever sting. Often, the personal lives of the characters get squeezed into the final 5 minutes. This creates a pacing problem. In one episode, they are fine. In the next, they aren't speaking.